Good evening. My name is Joe Tamburino. I'm the chair of the Downtown Minneapolis Neighborhood Association. Before I continue, just in full disclosure, my wife is Commissioner Sweezy, and I personally know Commissioner Lipke-Pierre. I'm an attorney downtown. I have no financial interest in billboards or media companies or advertising. I'm just the chair of the Downtown Minneapolis Neighborhood Association. And we object to this for three reasons. One is lack of notice. Second is lack of any information on authorship. And third is what it would do to the neighborhood. First, notice. When Mr. Port was here back on December 4th, he stated that the neighborhood committees, the neighborhood organizations were notified when asked by Commissioner Sweezy. They were not. This has been going on since July of 2016, and the first time we ever heard about this was December 4th meeting. Second, this has no author that we're able to pinpoint. We know that Abdi Warsame was a proponent of this. However, at former Councilmember Johnson's retirement party last week, I personally had a conversation with Councilmember Warsame, and he is not in support, he told me, of the Washington Avenue expansion. Lastly, let's see what this would do to the neighborhood. But first, let's look at all of the different ways that this started. We could. The overhead. Thank you. So as Mr. Port stated, this is what it is now. Here's what what the law is right now. And as you can see, there's the Downtown Entertainment District, which is also the Downtown Entertainment Billboard District, and there's the footprint of the stadium. And this was originally presented before you on September 18th, 2017. And then the first proposed change at that same meeting was to expand it to include right around the western part and the southern part of the of the stadium, the U.S. Bank Stadium. And then there was the great expansion, which was described for you on December 4th. And this one, and it was described by staff as expanding the Downtown Entertainment Billboard District down the southern part of Washington Avenue, and obviously around the U.S. Bank Stadium. And then in its most recent incarnation, which is before you now, what we have is expanding it not only to Washington Avenue, but actually expanding it into the Commons Park. Because as Commissioner Slack just noted, what would that be in the Commons Park? Would it be freestanding, illuminated, animated type of billboards? As well as would that be allowed on the south part of Washington Avenue? If you expand the Downtown Entertainment Billboard District into this area, you would be allowed to have animated, vibrant signs. If you did not, then the law as it stands now would apply, which means that we would still remain in the downtown, I believe it is called Opportunity Billboard District. So that would mean that the signs that are there now, which are not animated, moving, digital. By doing this, they would also be removing the 1,000-foot rule, which is you couldn't have signs within 1,000 feet of each other. Additionally, according to the most recent staff report, it would not be just painted signs. They've removed that. It would be wall signs. And the full definition of a wall sign has not been flushed out. If you read this, what this would also permit by lack of definition, which is one of our objections, is that you could have temporary signs. These are called projected light displays. You probably have seen them in certain areas. On holiday times, if you drive around in suburban areas, you might see something projected on the side of a garage, Santa, the sleigh, things like that. They are used many times to advertise. And there is no prohibition in here that those could not be used on Washington Avenue or around the stadium and in Commons Park. The DMNA has met on this, as well as the Land Use Committee. Our neighborhood is dead set against this for a number of reasons, and for something that has been in the works since July of 2016, not to approach the neighborhood committees, not to show us this grand expansion till after the election, because I guarantee you this would have been a major issue in our neighborhood with city council as well as the mayoral race, had anybody been behind this. To not do that and simply come here, and this is the third time it's before this body and it has never passed, would be unjust. And we are asking for this board not to pass this. Thank you.